Well, there's a lot going on in the makeup world right now. And I kind of felt, as someone that even does this, in theory for my job, I was looking at a lot of the new arrivals on Sephora and Ulta and was shocked. I hadn't heard of so many of these things. A few of them I'd kind of heard buzz about. So I'm excited to chat through this with you. Let's window shop together, talk about the new makeup releases. There are definitely a couple of items, a handful really, that I know I would like to buy, but I'm trying to be better when I can about going in store and actually swatching because I'm tired of getting the wrong shade of things. So that's my goal for the next rolling 12 months. We'll see how it goes. But let's dive in. Let's start with Ulta. I had gone through and added some things to my loves list. Really a couple of things that haven't even been released yet, although by the time you're seeing this video, they may be released. So I'll link below what I can in the order that I'm mentioning. So if you're curious, and I like to mention from time to time, if you do ever use any of the links that I provide for you guys, it supports my channel. It's, it doesn't charge you anything extra, but it does support me. So I always appreciate when you do that if you feel so inclined. Okay, Milani is about to release, or has released, the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. So here's my thing about this. It looks, first, it's $15.99. That's as expensive as a lot of rare beauty products. You know what I mean? I say it every time, but we all know prices are going up. Okay, so it grips makeup, blurs pores and fine lines, helps moisturize skin, but it also says it's cooling and that it's like a whipped souffle feeling. So the thing is, I don't know, this could either actually be really good or terrible. I feel like there's no in between with this kind of thing. It either actually smooths and blurs the skin, but then also locks the makeup in for a long time, or it doesn't. And I don't know. I would be curious to try this. I'm curious. It's interesting that it's a purple color. Obviously it wouldn't look purple on the skin, but I do find it interesting that they didn't just go with the white or whatever. Although this is one of my favorite colors, this exact shade of purple. So maybe they knew what they were doing. They knew we'd be inclined to buy it. So this one's kind of on my list, do I need to have it? No. If it were 50% off, would I consider it? Maybe. I don't think I would buy it. No, I know I wouldn't buy that for $16. Another new release from Milani, we're starting strong with some drugstore stuff. Their Cheek Kiss line, they just released this liquid blush and glow. So it's basically the Cheek Kiss liquid blush they already have, but they're glowy versions. And at first I was like, I'm not, they're kind of look metallic-y, but looking at the swatches, they look really, really pretty. And the shade, where was it that I really liked? Not Luminoso, although that looks pretty too. It was Dolce Pink, but it's a little confusing because looking at the packaging, it looks like it's going to be a bright pink, and the description of it is that it is a bright pink. But looking at the swatch, it's a really pretty wearable baby pink. So I'm very curious about that because it seems confusing, but if the swatch is true to what it looks like, then that's the one I want. So that is one I know I'm going to buy. Whichever shade, I'm not sure, but I'm definitely gonna buy that product. Wet n Wild also has this entire Nightmare Before Christmas line. I'm probably not gonna buy any of it. None of it really stood out to me. And I like that movie well enough, but it's not like if it was Hocus Pocus, I might be like, But they have this makeup bag that if you were really into Nightmare Before Christmas, I feel like it'd be really cool. It has Jack and Sally on the back. I like the shape of it, where it's like a rectangle and it opens on top. And then the front of it just has the classic, mountain thing he's on with them and the moon. I just think that's really cool. If you were a lover of this or you knew someone that was and they had a birthday in October or anytime soon, or I guess anytime, that would be really cool. It is, however, $17.99, which I was like, whew. But it looks really neat. But yeah, if you are into Nightmare Before Christmas, definitely look at that line because they have a lot available. Eyeshadow palettes. But again, looking at the eyeshadow palette here, virtually none of those colors I would wear, so for me it doesn't make sense, but it might make sense for you, just saying. Okay, continuing on. So Anastasia released their volumized, I am struggling today. Their volumizing tinted brow gel, and they sell it in a mini as well. So I might buy this, definitely buying the mini. So the mini's $13, the full size is $25. I just so appreciate when brands do minis because, especially if you don't even know if you like it, it's just so nice to be able to not pay that higher price tag. Medium brown would probably be my color. I don't think this is gonna be something revolutionary. I don't think it's going to be a lot different than what else is out there. I just feel like kind of in a rut with my brow gels, and I like what I already like the Merit one I go to over and over again, Essence Make Me Brow. Those are the two, and the e.l.f. Wow Brow. But I just feel like trying something new. So I'm excited to probably try this. Like I said, the mini for sure. Today I'm drinking, I was just vlogging about it too, just a decaf green tea, but I added honey and half, and it's actually really good. Like, it's not like greatest thing I've ever had, but I definitely am realizing green tea straight up, I need something else in it. Like, I like the taste, but the dryness that it creates in my mouth, like, what is that? What is that? Benefit released like 2 trios of some of their blushes, and I have to say, it's $32. They say $54 value. Assuming these are pretty close to the full size. No, see, it says a mini palette. So that's where when they say $54 value, I'm like, where's that valuation coming from? Because if these are mini, you know, but either way, to get to try 3 of their shades. So this particular one is their Chocolata blush. It has Dandelion, which if you have fair skin, you would love. If you have anything darker than mine, it probably won't show up on you. But it also has Shelly, which is a pretty peach, and then Cherry, which is like a much brighter coral. They had another one though. I think I have it. There it is. Their Chocolicious Cheeks that has the Hoola bronzer, Willa, which is a really pretty true pink blush, and then Cherry again. So just something kind of different. It's the same price. So usually cheek palettes like that I'm not super into, but because I do love the Benefit box blushes, I would recommend it. If any of those, like if 2 of the 3 shades were totally up your alley, it might be worth it. I will say this right now. The holiday kits are already out, and that upsets me, okay? I am not here to not, you do you. If you're decorating for Christmas now, do whatever, man. Whatever makes you happy, I don't care. It's not hurting anyone. But it is crazy that there are already holiday kits out. Like, I am filming this mid-September. Like, what are we doing, okay? So that's just that. We're not going to touch on any of those. I will probably, in a month or 2, do a video on those. I guess if you're not viewing it as a holiday kit and you're viewing it as just like really great bang for your buck gift sets or just sets for yourself, what does it matter? But it's the principle of the thing, you know? Either way, let me know if you want a video on that here in the next month. I feel like that's soon, but then again, like a lot of these kits sell out. So it's just one of those, things, but we're not chatting about it today. Okay, I actually have this. This was sent to me in PR, the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerized Volume Mascara. I will let you know once I've tried that. I might even try it in a video or a vlog or something soon. I'm curious because it is the Exaggerized Volume Mascara. I think I already said that. It's $29, which is very expensive for a mascara. It says it's smudge proof. It gives lashes 9 times volume and 2 times curl. The pictures look to be pretty honest, where it really shows just how volumizing this is. And if you don't like a messier, volumized, spidery look, this is probably not going to be the mascara for you, because it looks like that is exactly what it's going for. And I do always appreciate when they don't clean up lashes perfectly in a mascara image, because I feel like that, I mean, we all know what our own lashes, we know what it's going to look like. So that's all. But yeah, I'll let you know. I might love it, but I feel like if it's hard to get to not be completely clumpy crazy, then I won't like it. So time will tell. Oh, here's something new. Lush is now being sold at Ulta. That feels like incredibly surprising news for me, and I can't explain why. I feel like Lush is one of those brands that is kind of protective of their products. And so it just surprises me to see them available on Ulta's website. I don't know if no, it says online only, or at least this product. I just randomly picked the Sleepy Body Lotion, but they have a lot on there. I think that's kind of cool. Like, I'm excited because, to be honest, I've never really been into Lush. I think the price tag has always scared me away because I think like, okay, a bath bomb that's going to be gone that quickly. Like, I don't know. Although I say that and I do buy bath bombs from like Basin, and I feel like price-wise they're probably similar. Nonetheless, if you are into Lush and you'd rather shop at Ulta, they now have a bunch of it at Ulta. So let me know if you have any like #1 favorite from Lush that you always go back to, because I do want to try a couple things. leaves. We'll see. So kind of popping over to Sephora, although honestly, a lot of these, like some of these I think are also sold at Ulta. So it's kind of a mixed bag. So I'm not really dividing this video up because I feel like it's all mixed. The one foundation that I am like, cannot wait to try is the Patrick Ta Skin Hydrolux Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. So I've actually been dipping my toe into more mattifying foundations. I'm wearing the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation that I got half off during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale today. And I've really been leaning into that a little bit more because I mean, my makeup just lasts longer. It looks better by the end of the day. And then just adjusting as I see fit. I also am convinced that my skin is getting a little bit oilier than it used to be, which I would totally believe happens as you get older. I don't know. You almost feel like you go the other way though. Either way, I do feel like my skin has changed a little bit because I even set this with a loose powder, the new Makeup Forever one, and you can already see a little bit of glow coming through, but it's exactly the amount of glow I want. So I'm like, dang, maybe I should be using more matte. So I'm saying all of that because the Patrick Ta one is the opposite of that. But I still want to try it because my heart is still in like a nice glowy foundation. So I'm excited to try it. Looks like it's got a decent shade range. The packaging is beautiful. So if you're my shade twin and you've tried this, let me know what shade you are. Otherwise, this is one that, assuming I can find it in store, this is one that I'm gonna like go in and try to swatch if I can. Hopefully I can. I don't know. Sephora's asking my login. I don't have that memorized. You're supposed to know that. Come on. I'll just do it on my phone. So it retails for $58. And that is why I'm like, I must go in store and swatch this and get exactly the right shade. But it just, I mean, the pictures, it looks so beautiful, so beautiful. So it says it's lightweight and luminous. It has serum-inspired ingredients and a buildable medium coverage formula, boosts hydration and blurs the look of imperfections. Like all of that sounds ideal, right? So that is one I really do think I'm going to try. And because it is pricier, I was like, okay, there are a couple other foundations we're going to talk about in this video, and I'm going to sit out on those and just hope that I love this one. This is one I would consider, and I would probably wait to buy it during the Sephora sale because usually Sephora collection is like 30% off, but it's the Sephora collection Reveal the Real Soft Radiant Skin Tint. It's $22. It just looks like something I would like. So again, we'll see. $22, 30% off. I mean, that's a nice chunk off. The thing I am so excited, I accidentally have two in my cart, I need to remove one, is the new Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the pink shade. I have loved setting my under eyes with the light pink powder, but usually it's a loose one from Jones Road. I love the Cloud Set formula so much. Like so much so that I was looking at my Cloud Set powder the other day and looking at the other powders I own, and I was like, honestly, I'm not comparing it to powder foundation because those are different. Those have way more coverage. But as a just setting powder, it is the best one I've tried. It is the best one I've tried. It works on the under eye, it works on the face. It's just the right amount. So good. This pink one, I am very excited about. It's $36. I really hope I love it, but this is one I know for a fact I am buying. Now, Tower 28 also released, boy, an awfully similar one. And I bet, you know, like these brands all figure out what the others are launching. And I bet when whoever was starting it first, realized the other was also doing it, they were like, dang it. And so they were released, boy, right around the same time. So this is the Tower 28 Get Set Blur Press Setting Powder. And they have it in like a translucent, a light, and a deeper. Okay, so they have a translucent for deeper skin tones. They have a banana shade, a translucent for fairer skin tones, and then this pink one. Do I get both and compare them? Maybe. Maybe. This one's $28 though, so it is cheaper than the $36, but I also know that I like the Cloud Set formula, you know? This is one, if I'm being honest, I was gonna write off because I was like, I don't really need another powder blush. But then I looked at the swatches and I was like, ooh, so it's the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Suede Waterproof Powder Blush. $28. They have some nice different shades, some brighter ones, deeper ones. But the one that got me was Bacon Cakes. It's a soft rosy taupe. You guys, if you loved the Benefit Dallas blush, it looks a lot like that. Like a lot like that. And if it's waterproof, that means you put that on and it is not going anywhere. So that is one I'm thinking about. One that I'm not gonna get right now, Rare Beauty just launched a pressed finishing powder. It's talc free. It's called their True to Myself powder. $30. Again, I already know what I like in this realm, and I feel like it's a lot of pressed powders I try. I'm like, So let me know if you've tried this one and you feel like it's amazing. Maybe it is. The reviews, actually, the reviews do look really good. 885 reviews, and it's nearly 5 stars. So we'll see. We'll see. I was eyeing the shade Natural. I don't like to go too light. Sometimes I just feel like it doesn't look right. So I'd rather err on the side of slightly darker, especially since this is usually something that I'm just setting. It's a light layer powder, not like a thick powder foundation type thing. So I had the shade Natural, but that might be too dark for me. No, I think that's probably just about right. NARS released their Explicit satin lipstick. It's refillable, so it's $40 for the lipstick, and then the refills are $24. They have a lot of shades. I don't know if this is replacing their Audacious line, if it's a similar, but I tend to love every NARS lip product I've ever tried. I just feel like they do lipsticks really well. I've always loved their formulas. Actually, what's on my lips right now is, well, it's a L'Oreal lip liner I've talked about that I absolutely love. It's their Color Reach Matte. I'll link the shade I'm wearing down below. And then I have on top of it the NARS Power Matte Lipstick in Tease Me. It's kind of like a peachy, but it's a little bit deeper. It's really like a unique shade. And it's definitely matte, but I feel like, and it's pulling a little deeper on camera than it actually is in person, but I just feel like it's a unique color and it really stays in place nicely. If you were curious, but anyway, these are $40 for a lipstick. So I'm like, I feel like that's another one that if I were to buy one, I want to swatch it and really see, because if I'm trying to find an everyday shade, I feel like the little nuanced differences between like a nude pink and a nude rose and a whatever, those differences really do matter when you're seeing them in person versus a swatch on someone's arm online. So I think if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna go swatch it, look at it in store and decide. Plus, I just want to feel the formula. I want it to be hydrating enough, but not slippery, like slipping around. But the packaging of that is really pretty. One I'm going to skip is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur. I've heard okay things, mixed-ish, but I've heard okay things about it. But it's a natural airbrush foundation, but I think I'm just dying to try the Patrick Ta one more, and I don't need to buy both. So I'm going to sit on that one. Let me know if you've tried it and you love it. It says it's got niacinamide in it. It's $37. It's got silica, which is pore blurring, and that's what gives it like the airbrushed finish. Just a little PSA before the holidays come around, because this always sells out, is the Laneige. They have the lip sleeping mask. That's the candy cane. Listen, I have not this candy cane one, but I have the like squeezy lip glowy balm or whatever they call it, which I can also link below, in the peppermint. And I love it so much. I use it all winter long, and then I put it away for the summertime, and then I pull it back out come November and use it through like March. And it makes me so happy. So this is, I don't know, it's like one of those little holiday things that you get to use and enjoy. It's kind of like buying a body scrub that you use in the shower that smells like peppermint or gingerbread or whatever you're into, pumpkin right now. I feel like it just it's one of those little joys in life. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. So Makeup by Mario also released a loose setting powder. I have a lot of loose powders. So for me right now, I'm going to sit this one out. I'm trying out, the one I'm using is the Makeup Forever one I tried in a recent vlog, and I'm enjoying. I feel like a lot of setting powders are very similar. Like you find one that works for you, and that's kind of that, because a lot of them are very similar. I do think some are better than others, but you know what I mean. So this is probably good. I mean, the pictures, of course, make it look absolutely incredible. But yeah, does that one have like a pink? Just out of curiosity, let's see. Yeah, they have fair pink, but I don't think it's like actually pink. I think it's like a slight pink tint. Anyway, this looks so interesting to me. So it's the DAE or Day, I actually don't know. Cactus Fruit 3-in-1 Styling Cream with a Taming Wand. So it kind of looks like a little mascara wand. It's like an on-the-go version of their styling cream, and I think that is genius. That's as much as I would ever need, but just when it's one of those days that for whatever reason things are flying away, you can use that tiny little thing and it brushes it back for you. I just think that's so smart, and I probably will buy this because I feel like I have enough uses for that in my day-to-day. I just think that's so smart. So the Kosas Blushes Life blushes, I bought a shade that did not work for me, and a lot of you guys recommended the Dreamland shade. So that is still on my list. Again, I want to see these in person and swatch them, because the one that I had bought, I don't remember what it was it Hype? Maybe, I think it was Swoon. And the swatches on the hands, or the arms, I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. But then actually trying it on, it was way deeper than what I wanted with my skin tone. So I might eventually buy Dreamland. We'll see. But I still consider that a new launch. I love a swirled baked blush. I'm such a sucker for it. I feel like as a general rule, if you find a good shade for you, those can look the most natural and pretty on the skin. And Kosas also has their new Soul Gazer waterproof gel liner. You better believe I want to try that, because today, for example, the only liner I have on is on my tight line, like actually only on my waterline. And it's the Makeup by Mario one I've loved for years. And then just mascara. And I'm getting into doing this more often because I like the more, I mean, it's not natural, but you know what I mean? Just like a little bit less liner. But I love liner, so I really want to try this. I'd probably try it in the warm brown matte. And it's like a retractable one, and it is $24. Rare Beauty, I'd like to have a word, because oh, do you get both? I am confused. And a set of 2. Okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. So Rare Beauty is selling this kind of diamond shaped puff to be able to use with pressed powder or loose powder to set your face, but it's $15. I'm like, $15 for one? Rare Beauty usually is the one that's a little bit more reasonably priced, and $15 you could buy like a legitimate makeup product from them, I feel like. But I'm seeing it's a set of 2, so I'm like, okay, well, that makes a little more sense. So that's all. I just feel like that's steep. $7 each. You can get, I think, because the ones I use as a general rule is, you know, a 5-pack that's $8 on Amazon. But at least you get 2. It has a cute little carrying case, which actually that is nice, because when you throw your puff in your makeup bag, it kind of just gets powder everywhere, I feel like. And it's not to say that there aren't brands selling a powder. Like I think maybe Makeup by Mario is also selling a puff, and it's even more expensive. But it's just the fact that Rare Beauty usually is a little more affordable. But again, I take back what I said. Okay. Makeup by Mario also released their Surreal Skin setting spray. I'm also getting back into the setting spray world. So today I used the MAC Fix Plus. I was trying to use my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and it was so gunked up. It had been so long since I've used it. I could not get it to work. So I was running it under hot water, like doing all the things I know to do, but I still couldn't get it to work. So I don't know. I might just decant it. If I can't fix it, I might just decant it into like just a spray bottle, but then the mister is not right, you know? Dang. So yeah, the Makeup by Mario one is $35. It has hyaluronic acid, it's fragrance free, alcohol free, butane free, and it's ultra fine. So it also has vitamin C. So I love that it's kind of got some interesting things. So you don't feel like whatever you're putting on your skin at the very end of it is making everything worse, like super unhealthy for your skin. So I don't know. It depends on if you're wanting, because I don't know how well this will work at holding your makeup in place. So I might try it eventually. I might. Especially if I can't get the Charlotte Tilbury one to work again. This I've had my eyes on for a while. It's a newer-ish launch from The Ordinary. It's their squalane and amino acids hydrating lip balm. The thing that caught my eye is it's only $9, but, well, I say only. That's still expensive, but you know what I mean. When we're talking about some of these products, comparatively, it's less expensive. It was the packaging, that it's in kind of a weird shape. I think that was so smart of them, because it catches your eye. You're like, wait, what? And if you saw someone using it, you'd be like, what am I looking at here? What are you putting on your lips? So that I might consider. You know, I usually am just using Aquaphor or like a potted lip balm that's like thicker and stuff, but you know, I feel like I'm flying through these, baby. Oh, okay. This is a newer launch. You may have heard me talk about this in the past. Okay. So I'm just going to touch on it briefly. The Charlotte Tilbury foundation stick. I have mentioned I really don't love, like it just slips and slides around on my skin. I think it must have been in my like recent speed reviews video. I was trying to think of when I would have talked about this. That was it. It's just not great. But one of you guys commented and said that you've been using it as more of a glowy base, kind of the way I've been using, I don't think I have it here with me now, the Maybelline Perfector like spongy thing that I love, where it has a little bit of coverage, it's a little bit glowy, but then I still feel like I've put on a foundation on top. Similar to that. Do I think someone should buy it for that? No, not at this price. Buy the Maybelline one. But if you already owned it and you can't return it, that might be one way you consider using it. So just wanted to bring that up. Otherwise, I would say please don't buy it. I feel like I could just keep going. I could stop whenever, but there were a couple others I saved. We can, if you're wanting to hang out a little longer, we can keep going. YSL just released their Blurring Liquid Blush. It's $39. Okay. There are way too many good liquid blushes at the drugstore for anyone to need to pay $40. but it does look really pretty. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy this. And even looking at the swatches, honestly, there's only one that really jumped out at me, which is Coral Clash, but it's still not even a shade that I would wear a lot. So this is one I'm gonna skip. I think you can get probably at least the same quality, if not better, for half the price, if not more than half the price. Less than half, you know what I mean. Anastasia also released a liquid blush. However, the packaging is kind of interesting. Although I looked at it and I thought, my first thought was that it looked like a mosquito. Anyone else? It does look pretty though. I like that it kind of looks almost translucent, at least the way they have it applied. I don't know that it actually is. The shade, I can't tell. Oh, that's cool. It kind of gives like whatever shade you are in their concealer or beauty balm, which shade of the blush would probably be ideal for you. And I think that's pretty cool. Or their luminous foundation. Guava is the one I was kind of eyeing if I were to buy the mosquito blush, but I feel like, first of all, I own many liquid blushes, but also I've been leaning more into powders anyway. Okay, are you annoyed? I know, me too. I'm annoyed with myself. So Give by Gwen Stefani released a new eyeshadow palette. I have one of her quads. It's like all mattes and they're all really, really light, but for my skin tone, it works really well for like blending things. So I think the quality of the shadows is it's pretty good. It's okay. This one is Simple Kind of Life, and it's got mattes and shimmers. And then the other one is Make Me Like You, also matte and shimmers, but it's a little bit warmer, like peachy. $28 for either one. I feel like this is perfect for you if you are kind of at that point where you're like, I know the kind of couple colors I need. I don't really want something big. I want something small. Like this is gonna be this big. It looks like the same packaging as the one I already have. So I think that's kind of cool to have one of those petite palettes with the colors you actually use. So one's cooler, one's warmer. I don't know that I'm necessarily gonna buy either one of these, but I do think it is worth looking at. Maybe swatching if you're in store. This is usually, these limited edition things are, they're here and then they're gone. Duh. It's the Urban Decay Moon Dust Space Cowboy Glitter Eyeshadow Quad. So I had another version of this. I have, but it wasn't in a quad. Well, I guess it was a quad, but it wasn't in a square. It was like in a long rectangle. I like this packaging better, but it's got 4 of their Moon Dust or whatever shades. And those are the prettiest glitter toppers ever. Not ever, but like ever. They're so pretty. If you want something to like reach for every time you're like going out or you're on vacay in the evening or whatever, you would love this. So wanted to point it out because I don't know when it will be gone, but there you go. So that's all I'm going to talk about. Like I said, I could keep going on and on and on. I could talk about makeup all day long. I hope you enjoyed this little window shopping with me. Like I said, there really is only, I don't know how many, I'll have to actually look, but like maybe 4 items I'm really gonna buy, and then a couple that I'm on standby, and then a few that I just either don't need or I'm not interested in. Let me know what new launches you guys are eyeing. I'm curious whether it was something we mentioned here today in the video or just something you've heard of. I feel like I haven't heard a lot about new stuff at the drugstore other than some of the things I've tried. Like I recently tried the L'Oreal Lumi blush. If you're curious about some recent drugstore hits, misses, things I've tried and you want to see me using them, I will link, like I've done quite a few recent videos of affordable drugstore makeup and some dupes as well, some like look for less items. Definitely check out some of those other videos if you're new around here. I love you all so much and I will see you in my next one. Bye.